Legal experts in the media have been pointing out to this teary testimony, right, that Holmes had, and maybe turning the tide of the trial. Now, she described alleged physical and psychological abuses from her former boyfriend. In fact, one article describing it as, quote, a masterful moment. But when Kyle Rittenhouse, think about that, when he cried on the stands, he was blasted for it. I'm going to bring in District Media President Beverly Hallberg on this double standard. But first, Beverly, listen to this. It's a perilous move for any criminal defendant, but perhaps the only move for a performer as gifted as Holmes. So far, she hasn't disappointed. I mean, this is from Business Insider, my man Adam Lashinsky, who I like a lot, but golly, the elites seem to still love her.
It's so disappointing because I would argue that the tech media and business media let her get away with so much when she was at the top. And this is someone also who has excelled in PR, excelled in marketing. She had that trademark black turtleneck that she ripped off of Steve Jobs, even poached some of his employees. She cared about image. She even got the cover of Glamour magazine. So I actually think an over-the-top show may not actually work in her favor because she was known as excelling in PR, but not excelling in actually innovation.
I've got some breaking news for you. Just out moments ago, the CDC announcing that testing students who were exposed to COVID is an option, whether they have been vaxxed or not, instead of just mandatory quarantining them at home. Now, we know so far that the government lockdowns have not worked. This has been one area of contention. Your take on this news and maybe what it could mean for not just the economy and our children's education, but even for some of these moms who want to go back to work.
Well, I think this is crucial, first of all, just for the children themselves who need to be in school. You mentioned moms who have to be at work. And I really think testing has been an important component of fighting COVID that we haven't invested enough in. We now know that vaccines, you can still contract COVID, you can still spread it. It comes down to testing and making sure we know who has it, who doesn't. So I think it's great if we can find out kids don't have COVID, keep them in school as long as possible. They've already missed too much.
What's your take? I want to switch gears here a little bit. Elon Musk, I was going to say he's been in the news, but when isn't he in the news, right? But now there are actually calls for him to run for office. You've seen the latest Twitter feud between him and Senator Elizabeth Warren. People are saying, you know what? We need someone like that in D.C. Would you vote for him?
I don't know if I would vote for him, but here's what I will say is I think when you have these people who have this powerful presence, I would even put Donald Trump in there. I think they get bored after a while when they've done so much. So who knows? Maybe he's bored. He's tired of just dealing with electric cars and building rockets, and he may throw his hat in the race. He is stirring it up, which is interesting. But I do think it's interesting he was named as Person of the Year because he is somebody who does epitomize the American dream. And so I give him a lot of props for not looking to government to fix and innovate along the way. He's somebody who's taken it upon himself and taken great risks to innovate.
I mean, and listen, he took advantage of a lot of government subsidies and things like that. But what he is saying with respect to respecting success and not punishing it, I think is a central element here. Do you think he lays it on, though, sometimes as a communications expert, too thick with some of these Twitter wars?
I think a little bit too much, but here's the thing. He's known for being very quirky. That is his brand. That is his shtick. We don't expect him to do things the proper way, the way everybody else would do it. And that's why he's gotten a lot of attention. So I think there's some people out there where they're unique enough that they can get away from some of the antics. Again, I'm not sure if it sells to me, but it sells to a lot of people out there.
Yeah. No, I think he's become a hero to a whole lot of people, and for mostly all the right reasons. Beverly, thank you very much. We'll talk again real soon.